Hello my friends, we're here, Ocean City, Maryland, which happens to have another auditorium. Now you guys might remember that I went to the one at Atlantic City. Didn't know they had an auditorium here. I'm gonna take advantage. I invite you to come along. Let's go check this out. I do enjoy the front entrance here. Looks like a shark went through a building. That's pretty great. And they have already some sort of like, is this another car part statue perhaps? Maybe. Just got into the auditorium or museum. The guy at the front was referring it to as a museum. Don't know how big it is in comparison to all the others. First room here looks like the portrait gallery, I guess, because we have the gumball portrait here. You have to like back up really far and then maybe you'll know who it is. Or maybe you won't because you might not have heard of him, but that's Dean Cain. Then up there with spools, it's Marilyn Monroe. They do have a little section for making faces, and I think if you watch my Atlantic City video, you will recognize this woman who was a two-time face making champion. I'm wearing a mask today because the Delta's around, but hello, here's something I never heard of, a Fumage Portrait. So this is made entirely out of exhaust or from smoke, and it's of Amelia Earhart. I actually recognize this guy. This is one of the smallest road legal vehicles in existence here, and I guess I saw this at Atlantic City, and I guess there is another one. And just behind it is another chunk of the Berlin Wall. How many chunks of the Berlin Wall does Ripley's have? Well, this is interesting. They have like that's the shark that's on the outside here. You can kind of see it moving back and forth a little bit. I don't remember any doors at Atlantic City. Oh, it's because there's AC. Oh, beautiful, amazing AC. Oh, this is cool. Now, these kinds of portraits and stuff is what I remember seeing in the magazines. Seeing a bunch of little knickknacks here. I've never seen something like this. This is a carved ostrich egg, weighing about 3 pounds, and it was carved to commemorate the Super Bowl champions, the New York Giants. I wonder when that was. If you guys know, let me know. Apparently one of the first things you walk into is a portrait of Ripley at 5 months in his christening gown. Whoa, that is, wow. Oh, looks like they have another projected Ripley, I guess? Is that who that is? I don't know what this guy looks like, and I'm afraid to ask. The Japanese god of incarnate wealth. How do I get incarnate wealth? All right, so that is what Ripley looks like. And now we know. And he's next to the crown jewels. How about that? Apparently a blind sculptor made this bust of Ripley. So this is just like the Ripley area, I suppose. I had no idea there was a Ripley's Believe It or Not pinball game. Interesting. If you watched my Atlantic City video, you'll know that this woman was featured heavily, and there was a replica wax figure of her, for lack of a better word. There was a full-size figure of her. Her name was Li Ling Ai, and it was this translator, historian, and friend. And apparently to access the next area, you gotta go through this thing. Okay. It's not as dizzying if I look at the screen though, but it is making some horrible squeaky sounds. And also the focus just went. Sorry guys. But we made it, and oh my god, what's that? This is a two-headed car tire cat, or lion rather. Holy smokes. I can see how you can see the tread, like right here. But wow, this thing is massive. Look at this thing. In case you guys were feeling a little bit hungry during the tour, you can get some larvettes here, or some crickets. Ooh, sour cream and onion. Found a kind of weird one here. This is a Cobbly skull bowl made from the skull of a Tibetan monk, and it's used during New Year's celebrations. I thought this one was pretty cool. This is a Maori Kotiate club. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is used to chop off the crown of human heads. I remember reading about this. We saw shrunken heads a couple of years ago, actually, when I went to the Muta Museum, and they actually have one here on display. Isn't that beautiful? Precious. I wonder if it's real or a recreation. Something that I remember vividly is that the natives saw that all these white people were interested in shrunken heads, so they started making fakes to sell, and a whole black market popped up. Now that penis sheath is a little bit smaller than the one we saw at Atlantic City. I wonder if you have to work your way up to a little bit of a bigger one? I don't know. Does it denote rank? I don't know. Found an Iron Maiden over here in the corner, and I don't know, were these ever really used? I've heard that this was mainly a intimidation tool and not actually used in practice. You guys let me know, but this is the Iron Maiden of Nuremberg. And here they have the Premature burial tomb, which, just like Atlantic City, features a little bell just in case somebody got buried alive. Ooh, exciting. I haven't seen one of these before. It's a Voodoo's Curse box made in France in the early 1800s. So it looks like the carvings on the outside are meant to represent the apocalypse, and there's something involved about selling one's soul in order to curse somebody. Whew, heavy. This lovely device appears to be a witch catcher. This whole thing would go around the neck of the thief or whoever was caught, and they couldn't really move or do anything because then those spikes would get involved. Now, I wish that they sold these, mainly as a joke, maybe not, but there was one at Atlantic City. This one is a much better look at it. They have the holy water, the cross. They have, oh, I thought this one had a gun, but this one is like a single fire pistol. But it looks like all the holy water has evaporated, so you might need to re-up on that. Now, here is, what is this called? A medieval gibbet? Gibbet? I have no idea, but this thing I remember seeing in movies where they would put a prisoner just outside to hang and just kind of leave them there exposed to the elements and to the crows. Here's a pretty cool piece. This is a straitjacket used by Harry Houdini. Oh, wow. This is something that I haven't really gotten into too much, but dang. I was hoping to see, there's a shackle over here that he designed. I don't see it in any of these photos, but I'm going to go show it to you real quick. This is something unique I haven't seen before. It is a sword pistol. So you can see that's the barrel of the pistol, and that appears to be not activated, but in general, it is a sword. Wow. So they have kind of another little, like, it feels like a halfway there type of room where you can hang out. But they do have a Captain America car parts sculpture, as well as Bumblebee made out of car parts. These tend to be pretty popular, I guess, inside these Ripley's auditoriums. And it looks like they have another one of these really intense Chinese camel bone carvings. Holy smokes. Let's zoom in and you can just see how intricate these are. There is an insane amount of detail on these. I'm trying to talk over that music that's going on, but yeah, gobs and gobs of details. I wonder how long it takes to actually produce one of these. And then also something familiar to those of you that were watching my AC vlog, they have another matchstick model. This time it's an entire oil rig. The one over at Atlantic City was a giant bridge. Pretty cool to see. I think this is the same artist, Reg Pollard. Yeah, so it was made for Ripley's here. It's pretty cool. Looks like they have a little video of the tallest man in the world, while also having a surfer version of him. Oh my gosh, I can't even reach up to his shoulder. Nope. Man, he's big. They also have a replica or statue of the 1,400-pound man. Oh my gosh, this guy is massive. He's actually kind of short, but massive. Looks like they have a little activity area, I guess, for like kids and stuff. Which way do we go? Oh. Okay, so they have a bunch of taxidermed animals here that have like abnormalities, like the two-headed calf here. I honestly wonder how much of this is real and how much of this is just liberties taken constructing animals during taxidermy and kind of just making things up and then showcasing them during freak shows and stuff. This appears to be the world's rarest egg. An elephant bird egg. I've never heard of an elephant bird, but it was discovered in Canada, and this egg can be as big as 183 normal-sized chicken eggs. It looks like they have a pretty cool display of different skulls and fossils and stuff like that. A whaler's wooden leg. Imagine you were a whaler, and one day your leg was going to be on display for the world to see. Okay, those are some seal fur mucklucks, and they look very comfy, very warm. Apparently, they would use walrus bladders as floats in the Arctic to track their prey when they would harpoon them. There's also a series of these statues here of endangered Arctic animals, like the polar bear. I see some others here. I don't know these off the top of my head, but I do know that this poor walrus over here is also endangered. Here's a couple more statues while the electric slide plays. I do enjoy how they did the narwhal and his crazy spike. That's one animal I wish I could see in real life. They look super cool. Walking in now to apparently the space section with Yoda and C-3PO. I spotted something as soon as I walked in. Apparently, this is a 9 million old Mars rock. The description says that it came from a meteorite, but it's basically a piece of the planet Mars. How crazy is that? On the opposite side, they have Buzz Aldrin's spacesuit. Is this actually the one that he used? Because, wow, that's cool. Because this was on the moon. Wow. How on earth do you go in space like something like this? Man, people were really daring back in the day. Just like, let's put this together and see what happens. At the end of this hallway, they have Darth Vader. I like how they just kind of give him a stick to work with here. And something unique I don't ever see really represented that often is this battle droid. Oh, it's that visual again, except this time it isn't the back of a topless woman, which it was in Atlantic City, but oh, she's gone. I wonder if they maintained it. Yeah, so you can't see her anywhere. There's like a mirror right here. Would you believe that a fish with fur is a real thing? Because it isn't. But the National Museum of Scotland hung on to this for a long time, refusing to believe that fish at the very bottom of Canada's lakes had fur. We have a pretty cool little ocean section here. There's a hammerhead shark up above us, and then some sort of boat migration story in this carving. Whoa. Whoa. This is crazy. That is so cool. They have a plesiosaur skeleton, which is pretty insane. I didn't realize they were so small. That can't be the whole skeleton, is it? I'm not sure. And then some whale teeth that are super decorated. Holy smokes. And this apparently is a shark cage. A used shark cage. I wonder what that goes for. Oh, did I just miss this guy above us? Hang on. Let's go around. Those are statues, not people taking photos. This is a replica of a great white. It's not nearly as big as I thought it would be. And this is a replica of the largest one. Now here's something I hope to see in person. It's a flying fish. I've never seen one. I would love to though. I don't know why. Who is this? This unusual Jimmy Crow was created by Jim Powers of Gage, Oklahoma from scrap parts. They gave it some pretty cool lighting. I don't know if you agree. Well, I think this might be the last thing. I wonder if they sell replicas in the gift shop. But unfortunately, guys, that is gonna be it. So unfortunately, that looks like it for the museum, for the auditorium. But let's go exit and we can collect ourselves and talk about the experience. Alright, so let's talk about the experience there. It was a lot smaller than the one at Atlantic City, and I believe Atlantic City's was a little more expensive, closer to $30 than $20. The rooms weren't as themed, but still, it's a fun little diversion. I think it was $21 with tax. Fun little diversion if you're on the boardwalk here at Ocean City. Honestly, would recommend. A lot of fun. AC break. Now that was excellent because it has been humid today, and that was a big bonus. But overall, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that. Do it once, say you did it, see some cool things that you didn't think existed or didn't know about, learn some things maybe, but as a whole, would recommend. Anyway, guys, that is it for now. Until the next one, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.